Okay, so off-page optimization. So we talked about search engine optimization as being two parts, right? One part art, one part science. The on-page optimization is the science. It's a little more straightforward. Everyone plays by the same rules. The off-page optimization is the art. This is the part that is not as straightforward. It comes down to how creative you are, and it doesn't ever really end. This is my favorite part of search engine optimization. Off-page optimization is the other big piece of the ranking equation. Search engines basically factor in how the rest of the web views your site. This is very simply described as link building. So let's dive into this a little bit. So the way I first heard about this was back in the day. I remember I was listening to NPR, and I heard on the news that all of a sudden George Bush's webpage was ranking #1 for the term miserable failure. And they were talking about how this happened. In response, a little bit later, some very conservative bloggers started working on this, and they made Michael Moore's webpage rank #2 for miserable failure. Michael Moore, the liberal documentary guy, right? So these two are ranking #1 and 2, and this was an NPR story talking about how this happened. This is called Google bombing. And basically what happened was a number of activist bloggers started linking to George Bush's webpage with the term miserable failure and got it ranking for it. And then in response, some conservative bloggers started linking to Michael Moore's webpage with the term miserable failure and got a ranking for it. But this was very interesting to me because I remember seeing it and just not understanding how other web pages could make a different web page rank for a particular term. Again, this is called Google bombing. It's much harder to do this now. It's not nearly as easy as it used to be. But it's a funny way to talk about the fundamental way that search engines rank websites. It did happen more recently, but as a Google image bomb, Mitt Romney was ranking for every image result for the phrase completely wrong. So again, the activists, when it's an election season, people find cracks in the Google algorithm more quickly, I guess. But so while these are kind of funny examples, here's what we're talking about, right? So all things equal, the page with the most links wins. If I have two sites and they're the exact same, one site has 3 links and one site has 5 links, site B is going to outrank site A, right? But don't write that down because there's a huge caveat there, right? And it's that all links are not created equal. So if that site B has 5 links, but they're from, some dumb forum and Tommy's dumb website.blogspot.com and my mom commenting on Huffington Post articles, right? That's not nearly as valuable as a single link from the CNN.com homepage. And that's the fundamental idea here with off-page optimization, is that links are like votes for web pages, but all those votes are not created equal. Right? Google's original algorithm mimicked what's called citation analysis, the examination of the frequency, patterns, and graphs of citations in articles and books. Links are like citations, and they lend credibility to the site that they link to. More high-quality authoritative links means higher rankings and more traffic, right? That's the general idea.